Hey guys, Steven here with the Old School Labs, and I want to start this video by saying rest in peace, Peter McGough. For those of you who don't know who Peter McGough was, he was a writer, a journalist. He used to write for Flex magazine. I'll be honest, I started following bodybuilding in like 2011, and I was born in 1995. So I didn't really read his articles, but I always knew about him. He was like a legend in the sport. I know he pushed Dorian Yates quite a bit. I know it because I'm a big fan of Dorian, and I heard him talk about Peter McGough quite often. And like he was a legend. He was a legend of bodybuilding, of the sport. He was really passionate about bodybuilding. He really helped it grow. He made it more popular. He brought it closer to the fans. He made it. He helped making it what it is today. He was battling cancer for like 8 years, and he died after 8 years of battle. Here I assembled a lot of photos that the bodybuilders posted, photos with him. Not just bodybuilders, but people who had influence or who have influence in bodybuilding community today. Everybody loved him, everybody respected him, and he's gone. So rest in peace, Peter McGough. Okay, next we have Kevin Levrone with a new video of himself training actually. It seems like it's a new video based on what he wrote right there. And based on the comments and everything, the way he responded to the comments, and he really looks to be in a good shape. And in this video, he's training legs. And you guys know that last time he competed, when he made the comeback, the problem were his legs. 2016. Everything else upstairs, he was good, especially from the front. He was big and full. But the legs were not even close to good. He was not really known for having good legs for the majority of his career. Maybe in the start, but then I guess he got lazy, and when you don't train year-round, your legs probably won't stay, as big as they would stay if you train them every week. But here he's training them hard, not really, heavy, but he's lifting some weights and he's doing presses, and not just the legs, but his upper body looks really big and full, right? Just take a look at the arms, the forearms, the thinness of the skin on his forearms and his legs, and then the chest, his neck size, shoulders, everything. He does not look small. He looks very muscular. He looks very big and full, round, lean as well. So I don't know if this is recent, but if it is, great job, Kevin. If you're keeping this kind of size at your age, wow, that's amazing. Maybe we're going to have another comeback of Kevin Levrone 2021 or 22. As I said, his upper body was big and full. He kind of made Cedric look skinny and stringy a little bit. Yeah, more fresh, but he didn't have arms big and full. Look at the triceps on Kevin and the size of the arms and chest as well. Shoulders also. Look at him. He was really big. That was an impressive moment. When people saw him taking the shirt off on that Mr. Olympia press conference, those people who thought he would win or he would place very well kind of didn't lose the hope yet, because they only saw his upper body. Yeah, the back didn't look that good, but his front upper body looked amazing. But should he have competed back in 2016? I don't think so. These are his two versions from 2016 Mr. Olympia on the right, and 2018 Arnold Classic Australia that he did, in which he was bigger and fuller, but conditioning was way off. And the Mr. Olympia, the conditioning was pretty good, but he was melted and his legs were way downsized. For Kevin Levrone as a bodybuilding legend, he kind of did besmirch his name a little, by showing off like that. He probably shouldn't have done that for that reason, but it brought a lot of excitement to the Mr. Olympia that year. I know everybody was hyped up. So many bodybuilders, so many bodybuilding fans who weren't really following the current bodybuilding scene started following it because of Kevin. They came back, they followed the sport, and also Kevin gained a lot of new followers, a lot of new fans, the younger generations. They started watching his older videos, they've seen the photos, they were really admiring him. He gained a lot of new fans, and it really did wonders for his business. Yeah, he launched a new line of supplements, Kevin Levrone's signature line, and it did very well. So business-wise, it was a good decision, but it's just my opinion that once a bodybuilder retires, and if he can't come looking the same or better, he should not be competing again. As they say, you're only as good as your last show. People will still remember his 1990 1993 version, 1992, 1994, 1995, you know, the 90s versions of himself, and he looked good. It is what it is. Will we see him compete again? I don't know, but he looks pretty good if this is recent. Next story is not super exciting one. It's about Shanique Grant. As you might know her from Instagram, The Real Fitness Beauty. Yeah, that's her Instagram name. She retired. She officially announced retirement. She was young. I mean, she still is young, but she was young once he turned pro and actually won the Mr. Olympia and did all that. She's my age, actually. She's 25, 26 now. She's turning 26 this year, so she already managed to win Mr. Olympia 2 times. But this year she lost. She was second, which was also kind of surprising for me. While I was watching that Mr. Olympia live stream, I thought she has it in the bag. I don't think she really had a competition. Maybe she wasn't in her best conditioning ever, but I mean, look at this girl. I mean, look at the joints and everything, the shape. Like, she's just perfect genetically. And that's why she was able to turn pro in 4 months of competing, as she says in that YouTube video of hers where she announces retirement, which is going to play in a second. But yeah, finally she decided to retire because she was in a lot of aches and pains. You know, her joints were aching and her entire body was not feeling very well, and she didn't really have time to live, you know. I get that, you know, bodybuilding and life, it doesn't really go hand to hand if you are competing seriously, especially on this level. I can't even imagine. I'm really focused myself, but I'm an amateur. She's a professional. She's the best in the world in her category. I can't imagine how much dedication it takes. And for a woman to do bodybuilding also, that's a big sacrifice. So she finally realized that she doesn't really want to do it anymore, and like, she proved everything. She turned pro in 4 months of competing, as she says. She won the Mr. Olympia 2 times and was a runner-up by the age of 26, 25. Crazy, right?
Because I have been, and I am ready to finally announce my retirement. There's so much more life to live at 25 years old and living out.
So there you go, no more Shanique Grant. It's really a shame, you know, it's really a loss for bodybuilding because she was really a genetic marble. I'm sad that we're losing this kind of genetics, pretty much perfect genetics for a female bodybuilder or physique competitor, but that's pretty close to bodybuilding. I think that's as far as bodybuilding, female bodybuilding should go. As far as the Miss Olympia, that was a little bit of a push. You know, the winner, she looked pretty good, I mean. But there were some females, some women there that, I don't know, I don't like to see that, honestly. But this is like the limit. I like this. I mean, I don't find it sexually attractive, to be honest, but it's beautiful. You gotta admire this muscularity, this physique that she was able to obtain. I mean, the woman's muscularity and still managing to keep her femininity to a point where it doesn't look just ugly, right? I mean, it still looks beautiful in a way. You know, I mean, the taste of men differs, I know that, but still, this is impressive. This is something I admire from a bodybuilder standpoint, and it looks good. I mean, it looks good. I'm not saying it looks sexy, but it looks good. It looks impressive, right? Anyways, that's not the point here. You guys know my opinion on female bodybuilding or any kind of divisions. I'm sure you heard me talk about that before. But anyways, we are losing Shanique Grant from a bodybuilding competitive community. Unfortunately, it's sad to hear this. She was very young and she decided to retire. Maybe she's going to come back. But yeah, I really appreciated having a Miss Olympia in fitness, in actually physique category, that actually has a feminine and pretty looking face, who still looks very aesthetic. And look at the symmetry, look at that small tiny waist and the joints and everything. It just looks so impressive, so perfect. But I guess that's gonna be it from her. And for the end, I'm sure you guys followed this story up. Basically, Nick Strength and Power shared this video on his YouTube channel. It's some guy, we didn't really know who it was at that point, was filming Phil Heath and saying some rude stuff to him, like, you're gonna lose, blah blah blah, Big Ramy is gonna win. If you don't know about it, go ahead and check it out. But eventually turned out to be Big Ramy's manager. So what happened is Big Ramy kind of fired him. So in this post here, he explains everything that happened. If you want to check out whatever he says, it's a long text. You can, check his Instagram and check it out. But basically what he's saying is that he's leaving his position as Big Ramy's manager. So he's not going to be his manager anymore. I don't think Big Ramy just fired him. I'm sure they talked about it and it was the best decision because he insulted 7 times champ Phil Heath and now he should be his manager. So yeah, that's not what Ramy would do. I'm sure he didn't like what happened and I don't think it's his style to fire somebody like that. But yeah, that guy made a mistake by doing that. It wasn't nice. It was insulting to a legend, a living legend of bodybuilding. He kind of admits that now. He does consider Phil Heath a living legend, as he says in his words, but he thought he didn't even hear. I mean, Phil Heath didn't even hear him talking about him behind his back. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. What matters right now is that he left the position of Big Ramy's manager. So, and he posted this video of him driving this vehicle here in the desert. So apparently, it seems like he's not gonna be paying Big Ramy to drive in this anymore. So yeah, that's gonna do it. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please like it. If you want to see more like this, subscribe to this channel. All the best, guys, and keep it old school.